Welcome to Cabo Properties YouTube channel.
So let me give you the update now on what's been happening. I can tell you, and again on questions of like response and things like that, everywhere on earth where there's a major fire incident, everywhere, and you can Google this, he can Google it while he's in the studio, the cause of the fire is almost never known 24 hours after the fire. Almost never reported, because fire, when it's at that level, is complex. It requires you to piece together a huge set of information. 3 hours after the reports of the fire, we were out. By the way, journalists had already started reporting, and a lot of people were turning to us saying, we want to know what the official position is. We reported that. Clear, factual, as we have done since I've been in this position for over 2 years, okay? Close to 2 years. Clear, factual. The Honorable Vice President was on the scene on the day with the rest of the security apparatus. When the fire was finally extinguished around 7:30, and the chief fire officer was able to say with a level of certainty that now this episode is over, the Honorable Vice President called an overnight security meeting. We stayed at his office for long hours, putting in place all the things to ascertain, to make sure that security is assured, electricity is restored, the perimeter is guarded, and to set in place a protocol for access to the building, and then to instruct what should happen starting the next morning from 7 a.m. in terms of preliminary investigation, so we can get a definitive, at least preliminary cause. The people that were designated to do this, including Chief Fire Officer, conducted this exercise from early in the morning up until around 10, when we were cleared for the Honorable Vice President, myself, the AG, the State House, the Secretary to the President, the Chief of Staff, and other senior government officials, mostly with security clearances, to enter and do preliminary inspection. The Honorable Vice President went and did the inspection. The public will have wanted to know which floors were affected, and the public will want to know as a matter of public information. I'm slightly uncomfortable, and I don't get upset because this is coming from a democracy activist. So I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, like, we provided public information. We reported to the public everything. The public will have wanted to know, did you go into the president's office? What's the level of damage? Which is what we reported. And then the vice president, in his leadership, immediately called a high-level interagency meeting and set up a response team. He's invited private engineering companies, the state security apparatus, Ministry of Works and Public Assets, EDSA, the Electricity Distribution Agency, and other relevant, NDME and others, to set up a team with 3 very clear goals. 1, investigate the authoritative cause of the fire, looking at underlying causes. But to be clear, the Chief Fire Officer, when he briefed the Vice President on the scene, said that it is their professional preliminary opinion. Again, you can Google this. This is what happens all over the world. It's only become a scandal in Sierra Leone. The preliminary professional opinion is that the fire was caused by malfunctioning of electrical appliances. So on the 3rd floor, electrical appliances, whether it was because of overcharging, maybe people had left things on the wall, there was some trip or something like that, their professional opinion is that this happened in what the fire force referred to as, they believe, their professional opinion is that the epicenter was on the 3rd floor where the exchanges happen, and so they thought this was because of these kinds of things. So this is I want to be clear. I want the public to be clear on this. This is their professional preliminary opinion. A more robust investigation is going to be conducted now to include scientists, people that understand the chemistry, to look at the pattern of the fire. This is always thoroughly discussed. Tomorrow, the government hosts a weekly press conference. Who's going to be speaking? The National Fire Force Officer, NDMA, and myself, who's involved in all of this to provide. If the accusation is that we give too much information to the public, we say guilty. But what we will say is that the security of this country, is paramount.
Right, folks, don't forget to
Subscribe to this channel now.